So let's talk about tools, the equipment that I use to build this super shelter. Starting with, can't go wrong with it, a heavy-duty knife, right? This is the Ontario Rat 5. I got this for Christmas, I think it was about 3 years ago. My pops bought it for me on eBay for 70-ish bucks. After I got it, I bitched and moaned a little bit because the finish was coming off of it and blah, blah, blah. But I tell you, even though it's kind of ugly and there's some rust spots in here, it has been a really solid knife and a great value knife. You saw me splitting wood with it. It's a perfect size for splitting wood, you know, up to about this diameter, a bit larger. It can handle it, no problem. So obviously a knife is a critical component to any time you're out in the forest, doing anything, but especially for building a shelter, because I've used this for so many different tasks, right? Everything from cutting paracord to trimming limbs to just chopping, you name it, I'm using it for it. Now, that being said, I recently started using that one. I was using, in the beginning of the build, I was using my Condor Bush Lore. Now the Condor Bush Lore, it's a great knife, don't get me wrong, but it is just not up to snuff for the type of abuse I was needing it to take, right? So I had to switch up and go with my Ontario Rat 5. Bush Lore, still a great knife, great leather sheath that I got on this, but yeah, just a little too small for what I was doing up there. So knives, yeah, you gotta have one, definitely. And let's see what else we got in here. Let's see here. Oh, you know what? Let's just go ahead and go with the Tomahawk. Now, I've modded this quite a bit. This is a cold steel rifleman's hawk. Now, when this thing first came to me, it was ugly as all hell, right? The handle was about that much longer, if I recall correctly, completely unfinished, like blinding blondish color, wood, I believe, hickory. Can't remember. I'm just not good with that type of stuff, so I'll throw up some information about it in a second. But anyways, that being said, I didn't like how it looked. I thought it was a little bit too long, and I wanted to make it a little more manageable so I could use it for work out here and then also use it to crack skulls if need be, right? So I went ahead and I put a little paracord loop in there, which I haven't put any paracord in there yet, but it'd be nice to have a little loop here. I went ahead and completely stripped the finish off the handle and stained it, and the stain has held up really nice. I think it looks pretty sweet. I don't know what you guys think. And then I went ahead and stripped the finish completely off the head. It had this really crappy, shiny, black, reflective, nasty looking paint on it. Stripped that all off and put this nice patina on here with a bluing. And yeah, you know, it's been a great tool out here, don't get me wrong, but if you're only using it for a specific task, it works great. You know, like trimming trees, and you know, maybe doing a little bit of wood splitting, nothing too crazy, but the head is way too light for any sort of serious work in terms of chopping, right? So if I was to do it again, I would probably either upgrade to a full-size forest axe, like I don't know, for like cultivars. God, I know I'm mispronouncing it horribly. There's some other brands out there I can't remember off the top of my head because I'm dead tired. I've been up since 4:30 this morning. But there's a couple brands out there that are really nice, and I think one is a Swedish brand. But anyways, I would have definitely gone with a real axe, you know, like one of the 26-inch ones. I believe Joe Robin at Bushcraft, he has an axe that I really like. Its retail is about $150, but man, with a heavier head and a bigger cutting surface, you can get a lot done with one of those axes. Now, that being said, it depends on the environment that you're in, because if you're trying to stay low-key, like myself, chopping and making all that noise is probably not the best idea. So, you know, it's kind of a trade-off. But, yeah, I'm definitely probably looking to retire this for a little bit and upgrade myself to a real axe. But that's the Tomahawk. We looked at the knives, right? And so, what else we got in here? Oh, yeah, I can't forget about this, right? So if you're going to have an axe or a Tomahawk, you need a good cleaning kit. Now, these are ammo pouches for Mosin Nagant. And what I carry in here is this stone right here for sharpening purposes. It's made by Lasky, the Lasky puck. And this thing is used to sharpen my Tomahawk. And that's about it. in the other pouch, on this side, I have some honing oil, right? So I can keep my tools nice and sharp out here in the field. So that's definitely a must-have if you're gonna have an axe out here or a tomahawk. You got to be able to keep those tools sharp, right? So you got that, and then I threw in a couple of these butterfly nuts right here, and those obviously are not associated with tomahawk or axe. Those are for my Sven folding bow saw. See, got that right here on the end. And how that works is, in this, I would like to mention that this literally was the primary tool I used to cut trees, and this thing is just awesome. But anyways, take off this nut right here. And you definitely don't want to lose it because you'd be screwed. Been there, done that. Had to go to Home Depot and get myself a pack of more. But anyways, what happens here is once you unscrew that, it slides out like so. You have these nasty looking teeth. Look at that, man. This thing will chew through anything. I love it. But anyways, you go ahead and assemble it like so. Go get that notched in there, and then right here, go ahead and put that in there using the butterfly nut again. Go ahead and screw that on. Not sure why I'm doing this left-handed, because I'm not left-handed, but whatever. Trying to show it to you guys. And then you got yourself an incredible cutting instrument. These retail for about $40 on Amazon. I've had this thing for years. Obviously you can see I stripped the paint a little bit off it and repainted it to make it blend in a little bit better, but this thing is just awesome. If you guys don't have one of these in your arsenal, or some type of folding saw, buck saw, bow saw, whatever, you guys are seriously missing out, because this thing will chew through wood and take down trees like nobody's business. And I mean, the size of that cutting surface right there is just incredible. So you can imagine you can take down some pretty decent sized trees with this, right? So we got that, and then I also like to have just a handheld saw for a little work, like if I need to trim up the ends of some of my walls, or just doing little types of cutting, more of a close-in type of job, like I've used it up here on the roof to trim up and stuff like that. Now this is the Bahco Laplander. I've had this thing for years, and unlike, let's see, do I have it in here? Yeah. Unlike the Silky Pocket Boy, it has not broken on me. Now don't get me wrong though, if you look at the difference in blades between the Silky Pocket Boy and this, you can tell which one's going to work better. Obviously this guy, this thing chews through stuff like nobody's business, but this guy also does a pretty good job too, and is not broken. So that being said, those are the tools that I use for my shelter builds. And yeah, there's also some things that I need to upgrade with that, so let's talk about that real quick. So talking upgrades, what I want to do, well, I already mentioned that I'd like to get myself a good forest axe. I also would like to get myself another blade for this, probably buy 2 just to be safe, and put this back in rotation, and have this guy as backup, because I've learned that the difference between these two, and the reason why this one broke and the reason why this one is still good to go, is these actual saw blades on the Bahco are much stronger and less stiff and brittle than this one. So if they could somehow take the teeth from this and incorporate it with the strength of this, it'd be like a perfect folding saw. But anyways, so you got that. I need to fix these tools, right? Get myself an actual forest axe. And then, when it comes to knives, I've been poking around. I really do like this knife, don't get me wrong, but I like to have one that is more of an all-purpose knife, like the SE5, that has the divot in it for a bow drill and some other functionality, and a different type of metal. I can't remember what type of metal this is. I think it's 4091. I have no knife expert. If you want knife expert stuff, go watch Prepare Mind 101. But anyways, thinking about upgrading the knife as well, because after spending, it's going on, I guess now 2 months of coming out here and building the shelter off and on, I've seen the holes in my tools, you know, the gaps, kind of the stuff that I need to upgrade, right? So that's it. That is the that's all my tool. Oh crap! I almost forgot one more extremely important tool, depending on what you're doing. That is my Schrade E-tool, and this thing, oh God, I need to clean it. It's ridiculous, but this thing is just nasty. it just works. Period. I love this thing. It's awesome. You know, it's about a pound lighter than standard military issue E-tool. It has this really strong locking collar on it, and what's cool about it is you can lock it out, you know, just for typical digging tasks like this, right? But what you can do is you can go ahead and adjust the collar a little bit, run it back up like so, and then you have a pick, right? And even better, you have a flat surface right here to use as the hammer. So this thing is great. Got this on Amazon. Obviously, you guys guessed that it probably did come from Amazon because I do all my shopping on Amazon. But yeah, this thing is just awesome. And the other thing that's really cool about it is it's a little bit hard to operate. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, so what that does, it gives you the ability to telescope the handle, make it a little bit longer. And if you guys have ever used E-tools in the military or in civilian life, you know that having a little more length on your E-tool for digging purposes comes in super handy. So I love this. I mean, this thing's great. Aside from this collar, this locking mechanism being a little bit of a pain in the ass to operate, great tool. And I've used this obviously to build that dirt-filled wall in front of me, to dig a little bit of a trench around the shelter so water doesn't pool up and get inside here if we get a big rain. And yeah, it's just an all-around good tool to have in your gear, even if you're not out here building shelter. So that's it. We got the E-tool, the knife, the Tomahawk, the Sven bow saw, and then the folding saw. So let me know what you guys think of the tools. Let me know what you guys use to do this kind of stuff, what you guys typically take on the forest. But what I really want to know is opinion on axes and a knife to replace the Ontario Rat 5. So hit me up in the comments. Let me know what you think. And yeah, that's about it. I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks for watching.